Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm at Star Cottage Studio today. So thank you for joining me here. Whew, let's go over here. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late today. Not too much, not too much, a little bit. That's pretty normal, um, especially when I'm by myself. Thank you for being here. I was going to try to run home before the live and do the live from home tonight, so that I was just in for the night, but that didn't happen. I also didn't get grocery shopping in between, so um, it's going to be interesting to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight for dinner. But figure I've got eggs and I've got zucchini, so well, and I might have some beans, so that's going to create quite an interesting meal. But I'm sure I can make something. I hope you're all doing well out there. Hello, Cindy says, hello, gentlemen. I'm actually in Santa Fe, New Mexico on my road trip headed toward Colorado. Well, have a good road trip. Andrew is not here. He is in New Jersey taking a great enameling class with Andy Lowry at Peters Valley School of Craft. And so you've got me. I'm here by myself with the cats. And we've been working hard. Hello, Norma. Thanks for joining us. How is everyone out there doing? Boy, I come online and the numbers dropped. So sorry, y'all. I don't know who I offended. But yeah, so life is busy today. It was a very cloudy day, a very smoky day here in Ligonier. I shared a picture earlier and it's only gotten worse. It is very smoky. It is very, very stinky. It smells like burning chlorine or burning plastic, which is not great. So I feel for all the people who are really going through this. I know we're just starting to get some of the effects of this, but it's really awful out there, and I can't even imagine what it's like for people who are closer to all of this. Um, Susie just joined us. Hello, Susie. Thanks for being here. Um, so I have been mostly up here at the cottage all day long. Between the cottage and the post office, I made a post office drop earlier today, got a bunch of stuff out the door, been packing and shipping all day long. Right up until the point preparing for this live, which is why I was a little bit late. I lost track of time packing up a package. So hopefully y'all are doing well out there. Um, how is everybody? What are you all up to? Are you seeing the effects of the fires where you are? I know a lot of people have been talking to me on my post and saying that they are seeing it, feeling it. Um, I hope everyone's okay out there. We are doing okay here. Uh, the cats. I took the cats outside earlier today, and that was before I really noticed anything outside. And so I'm glad I did that because Barnaby, he has asthma, so he cannot go out into all this, and he's been staying in the basement most of the day. Where there would be the least amount of air coming in that way as far as the dirty air. So I'm glad he's been kind of doing that most of the day. But everybody else, we're all doing well. If you don't know, we're running a sale in our online store right now, and that is at allegorygallery.com. And you can use the discount code CATSPLAY to save 20% off almost everything. The only things that are excluded are the items in Andrew's drop. All of my stuff, my pottery, my pendants, that kind of stuff, that is all included. All of our gemstones, all of our vintage Czech, vintage African, antique African, all that stuff is all included. Just Andrew's drop items are excluded from that sale. But yeah, I wish I had more to talk about, but I don't because I've just been doing the stuff all day. Got a number of packages out for people. Some of you have probably seen some shipping notifications today. I'm working on more for other people. I have a list of people who have asked for things. It always seems to happen in a wave. So I have a list of people who have asked to have things shipped all at once. Normally it's just one or two people here and there that ask to prioritize, but I have a list of people who have asked for things. So I am working on that list and going through it. If you have sent me an email and I've not gotten back to you yet about that, I am working through the list. Norma says the smoke and haze haven't gotten this far south yet. The pictures of Ligonier and Pittsburgh look awful. Yeah. It's not great. It is not great here. I don't think it's as bad up here, right at the cottage. It gets worse as I get downtown into Ligonier, and it seems worse down there. We're kind of up on the hill, so maybe that helps. I don't know. Um, but the whole mountainside is kind of turning gray. And where my mom lives, she can barely see. Like my mom lives a little bit away from my brother, and usually you can see up over the hill where they live to see each other's houses. She cannot even see their house. She can barely see. I think it feels like out of her backyard. Um, so it's pretty bad there. I'm trying to look. Yeah, she can barely see up over the hill. It's pretty bad. Um, and my brother, I guess, is coming back. And they said even like Ocean City, they were in Ocean City in Maryland, and they said it was getting bad there as well. Hey, Vicky, thanks for joining us. How are you doing? What's going on? Um, so yes, we are busy here, me and the cats. If you've seen our sale, the cats have been up to no good. Gertie has started a sardine goal. We worked it out today. That Gertie's working on. If we meet a certain amount in the online store sale, Gertie gets her sardines. So she we set up a goal for her. We're working our way to her goal. We've had a few sales today, which we appreciate. Um, and we had a few sales yesterday as well, so we appreciate that very much. We are working our way toward the sardine goal for Gertie. Leslie's here. Hello, Leslie. Thanks for joining us today. So yeah, that's been the day. I'm getting ready to go up to the store tomorrow. I'll be at the store tomorrow. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Andrew will still be away in New Jersey as well through Sunday. I don't know when he's coming back, if he's coming back Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on probably if he has lodging up there Sunday night or not, and how late the class goes. Sometimes the last day of classes end kind of early in the day, so he can pop back home. But I barely talked to him last night, but all is well. He had a really good class for the first day. And I think he said he has about 8 people in the class. And he's kind of getting to know people, but he didn't have a chance to really get to know too many people because he was tired. So we kind of chit-chatted, text messaged back and forth last night, but he was worn out. We talked about our days a little bit, but he was completely worn out. So he did not, he went to bed earlier than me, and pretty early for him, but he had to be up. I guess breakfast starts at 8 a.m. there, which maybe for most of you isn't early, but for us is pretty early. For me, it's very early. For him, that's kind of like his normal, I guess, what would be considered close to bedtime, because he usually goes to bed around 10 or 11 a.m. So that's kind of rounding out kind of the close to the end of his night. So he's kind of in a different time zone right now for himself. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Norma says his lodging pictures look nice. They did. He looks like he has a really nice place. The common areas, I think he shared the common areas. I'm trying to remember if he shared that or if he just sent them to me. I think he shared them. It's all blurring, but the common areas look nice. He hasn't had a chance to hang out with too many people as of yesterday. So I don't know what he's planning on doing, what he's doing today. But yeah, but he's having a good time. All is well. Um, and that makes me happy. So, and he's enjoying the instructor, Andy. And so hopefully all continues to go well for that. Let's see here. Everybody's just saying hi. If you're out there, please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the share this with your friends. Let me know how you're doing today. Give me some comments out there. Help people know that this stream is streaming. The more people that comment, the more people that see it. It's 100% true, I promise. So the more you all talk back and say things and say hi and let me know how you're doing, hopefully the more people will find it. We have 7 people watching right now. I'd like to get that up a little bit more. I have some good things for y'all tonight. Um, I found some nice things. Hopefully, we'll get some more people here watching. I know there's a lot going on this weekend um, that I don't talk about, but I know there's things going on. So I know there are fewer people generally watching this week. It happens every time that happens. Um, but I thank you all for being here, those of you who are here. Um, Andrew's space looked very comfortable and cozy, said Susan. Hope he is learning lots of new things. Mostly yesterday, he said it was mostly a review for him because he knows a lot about this, about enameling, and but he said it was a good review, and he's ready to kind of dig into things. Mafunwe is here. Hello, thank you for being here. We appreciate you all being here. Um, so a few things just in case y'all don't know or haven't seen. Where are my things? Everything moved. Why did they move things? There they are. We have our book club. So if you're not in our book club, you can join our book club. It's the Inspired by Reading book club from Allegory Gallery here. We've had this book club since 2012. And we used to read one book a month and then meet, and we had an in-person meeting and an online meeting. Now we have an online meeting, and we read a book almost like every 2 months or so is what we've been doing. And so this next book is Reina Grande's A Ballad of Love and Glory. And the meeting date for that is going to be October 2nd from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is a Friday, and that will take the place of our live that day. So we hope you'll join us and hang out with us. Grab the book. You can grab it. We have an affiliate link if you'd like to give us a little kickback. If you're buying it on Amazon, you can grab it there. You can also get it hopefully from your library or Audible, whatever you'd like to do. We have checked, they were in our library, and it was a book that is still available. So hopefully y'all will grab that. And play along with us. The idea is we read a book and then we make something inspired by the book. It does not have to be jewelry. It can be clothing. It can be food. It can be whatever you want to make that you're inspired to make by the book. So I think that's a lot of fun. Let me see. I've got some people joining us. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. How's Florida doing? Kimberly's here. Hello, Kimberly. How's it going for you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering from your trip, from your birthday. You've had a busy like kind of week and a half or so, and I know you were kind of pushing to get work done before your weekend trip too. So hopefully you are getting some downtime, maybe. Susan says it was a shopping day for us. I'm too chicken to eat veggie subs at Subway, so we went to Sbarro's at the mall. I got a birthday card for the Hubs at the mall's tiny Barnes and Noble too. Nice. Yeah, it's scary out there, right? Whether like the lettuce thing, there's so much going on. Fires, the lettuce, the certain veggies. Nobody wants what comes with some of that. So and I'm glad you actually mentioned that because I was thinking tomorrow might be good to go to Subway, and now I'm glad you mentioned that because I probably would have forgotten, and I might have gone for lunch tomorrow, and that's probably not the best thing to do. Um, so yeah, Yeah, to plan something else. Um, but well, that's good. That's nice to have a little shopping day. And I love when we're able to go to the Barnes and Noble. I haven't had a chance to go to ours in quite some time. We have a fairly big one um, by us in Greensburg, and it's always nice to go, but we haven't gotten to go in a while. We do so many audiobooks now and stuff that I hate not supporting them, but if I buy any more books without like offloading some, um, it's not going to be good. I need to offload some of the books that I have that I'm not going to read or read again and that are just taking up room because find a hard, I find it hard to, you know, buy more when I'm not getting through the ones I've got. Um, Although I am a collector of books, and someday I feel like I'll read them. Kimberly's in filing mode for compliance. That doesn't sound like fun. um, my hometown bookstore, Susan says, Left Bank Books turns 57 this weekend. So I will order a copy of the next book from them. That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, it's really nice to also see small bookstores that are still doing well. There are a few in Johnstown, um, and there's one that we would like to go to, but every time we go, they're closed. They literally, um, uh, they have like a sign on their door, and I forget what exactly the sign says, but it's like the hours were open. But then pretty much um, it pretty much says uh, that, you know, if you happen upon us open, that's a good thing because they're not always open. They don't keep regular hours. I don't know how they keep like they must either own the building or have a really low rent, or I don't know, maybe I don't think they sell online. Um, I don't know how they do it, but their hours are like pretty much by happenstance. So that's pretty much what the sign says. Like you might catch us open, um, which I don't know how that works, but um, I've been in there once, only once before, and I was rushing. It was during an event, and I ran in real quick, but I haven't actually gotten to spend much time in there. And the other place that I haven't been to in um, Johnstown yet, which I don't know how, like I need to make time to do it, is George's Record Shop, which I think is America's oldest record shop. It's the oldest record shop in the country, um, I think. And it's right in Johnstown. And there are, I don't know, 3 or 4 floors full of records, millions apparently of records. I think literally they say there's a million records. It's wild, but I've not been in there yet. So I need to get in there and check it out. I just also know that I will want to spend money when I go in there, and I have to be careful with that. Because that's another thing I like to collect that I don't always use. I have a lot of vinyl that I don't always listen to, um, and I need to. Just a suggestion for more views. How about William the dancing or singing bead man? Gilbert could accompany you on a little piano. I know. I don't think anyone wants to hear me sing. That's definitely a no-go. That would definitely have people tuning out. No one wants to hear me sing. Um, some people say I have a nice voice for talking. It does not translate at all for singing. Um, Dancing, maybe. I've been told I dance fairly well, but I don't think anyone wants to hear the singing. But it would be really cute to get Gilbert in a little tux at a piano. That would be nice. I'd like that. Um, Student says, it's so sad because I love summer produce. It's unlikely that we'll get sick, but I don't want to chance illness. No, no one should be chancing that. Um, Student says, I posted an article about the resurgence of physical bookstores. This is heartening. Good. I'm glad. I think I saw an article. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was yours, but I think I saw an article also talking about that in my, in Apple News somewhere. Um, Angela's here, says, hey, hot here, waiting for the evening thunderstorms to boom. We are not booming here. We are dirty and smoky and hot and a kind of yucky. Um, we are at a 207 air quality, which is considered very unhealthy. We are 78 degrees, it says right now. 62% humidity. It is not nice. The bird bath overnight had gone dried up, so I had to add water to that today. That was during my kind of earlier day things, and water the figs and the tomatoes and our flowers. And I watered the flowers up here and the pear tree up here. The pear tree up here, for those of you who've been following the story for years, the pear tree is actually growing. We finally got something around it that the deer are leaving it alone, knock on wood. And it has grown probably 2 feet this year, which is kind of amazing because for the last, I think, 4 years, it's barely grown like an inch or two. Um, so it's grown about 2.5 feet already this year, and it's doing well, and the deer are staying away from it. I hope they continue to. It's now getting to the point where it's almost peeking out above all the netting and all the stuff that we have around it. So I'm a little concerned that the deer are going to start nipping it off. So I got to figure out what I need to do somehow to put another layer on top. It grew a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So that's been really nice. Um, and our little flowers, we have baskets of flowers out front, and they had gotten a little crispy, a little dry. I missed watering them like one day. Um, and I had to go through, and I've been pruning them. I always prune them, deadhead them all, and they're like getting a second wave now. So that's really nice to see too. Rosanna's here, says we are 91 degrees. That's terrible. Are you smoky too? We're so smoky here from all the fires. It's terrible. Um, they say, I think Julie shared with us, is it Julie? Shared with me that the place that we're at right now, it's like smoking 6 to 11 cigarettes a day if you are out there outside all day. Um, which I feel like it's worse than that because I used to smoke, and I guess maybe I didn't realize how terrible it was. I mean, I always realized how terrible it was, but I didn't realize how terrible, because I go out there now and I'm like, and I'm like trying to breathe. It's not good. Um, but yeah, anyway. Um, Susan said, Angela, we had a big old downpour right as we were leaving. Nothing severe, just lots of rain. We have not had um, lots of rain. We could use some rain right now. And there was supposed to be rain in the forecast here at the end of the week, but let's see what they're saying now. Still, well, now just Saturday. Oh, wait, maybe Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, maybe. Don't know how much rain though. They're just saying a little bit of rain around 6 a.m. Oh no, it could be all day, mostly all day. Could possibly be raining all day. That would be good. If we got a light rain all day on Saturday, that would be pretty nice. We actually really could use that. Things are starting to turn brown and getting really, really dry. Pretty clear in northwestern Montana, says Rosanna. Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all are cleared. It is not clear here. I shared, let me see, I'll show you. I shared this picture, but some of y'all don't follow me or aren't on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it here. Get it here quickly. Upload. Processing. There it is. So that was a shot. So you can see the mountains in the distance, and that's not very much in the distance. That's just a little way down the road. And so you see the first line of trees there. That's literally like a mile or two down the road. Then the mountains that are kind of behind that um, are a little bit further away. But we're getting like and that was earlier today. Um, that was what around 4 o'clock today when I was running down to the post office, and it's gotten worse since then. Um, so it's not been delightful. I'll say that. Um, let's see here. Norma says we are at 91 down to 88 now, but at least it's less humid than it has been. Yeah, today I feel like it was more humid than it has been the last few days. I feel like the humidity kicked up a little bit today. Um, Rosanna says if the winds change, we will probably get some smoke, but so far we are fire free here. That's good. Stay fire free, stay smoke free, I hope. Pam's here. Hello, Pam. Greetings from Colorado. Clear here in Highlands Ranch. Nice. Susan says, William, that is super scary looking. It is. It's not good. I'm glad that I've been inside most of the day. Um, I didn't even realize it was happening because when I had the cats out earlier today, I couldn't smell anything. And I woke up and I was having a harder time breathing. So there must have been something. Um, but I just thought, okay, it must be my allergies. And maybe part of it is because it's probably causing more allergies. But I didn't really notice it when I was outside earlier in the day. But then for when I was leaving to the post office, I literally thought that the neighbors right next to us were burning a bonfire. And it wasn't until I got in the car and drove down the road and I'm like, their smoke should not still be down here. And then I realized, like, it clicked. I was like, oh my, we're experiencing from these fires. Um, Very rarely do we see stuff like this, I feel like. Um, so it was really odd to me to see that. And like I said, it didn't even click for a little bit that that's what was going on because we do have neighbors who burn bonfires. And like, it's pretty dry. Probably people shouldn't be burning. Well, that's that's what it's from. Um, Rosanna says, unfortunately, we usually get like that most years, sometimes worse. But so far, so good, knock on wood. Yeah. I hope it stays good for you. Um, Leslie says, I started smelling smoke around 6 this morning. Yeah, see, I didn't. I didn't smell anything until I left here. I know it had because the whole place was covered by then. So I'm pretty good in here. Like this, our cottage here is big enough that I'm not really smelling it. And we have the filters, on the air conditioner. So I'm not really smelling it in here. It's probably slightly affecting me because I've been more nasally today. But like I can't smell it. I walk outside and immediately smell it. Um, and I was out around noon at one point, um, and I didn't smell anything. And maybe that was just me. Maybe it hadn't come through yet. But I think a noon is about when I took the cats out, and I didn't smell anything. Um, but even if I would have, maybe I would have just thought it was another fire. But I don't remember smelling anything, and I don't remember it bothering me. Leslie says I went out at 10:30 and needed a mask. Yeah, I should probably be having. I've been doing this. I've been like walking around like this. Um, I should grab a mask. We have masks here somewhere, but I really should. And I've seen a lot of people walking around in masks today, thankfully. Um, but downtown Ligonier was having a sidewalk kind of market. And I thought this is a terrible night to be having a sidewalk market. I don't know how well they did or if they're still doing it. I think those things usually end around 8. Um, so I don't know how everyone did, but I can't imagine it did spectacularly well um, because it was stinky, unfortunately. Um, let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. All right. So how's everyone else? Other than the smoke, y'all doing okay? Um, I ended up oh, I was telling y'all about, last night um, I went to Walmart to get dinner because I didn't have much of anything. And that was after my pottery class, which my pottery class, I guess I'll start there because I know people wonder what I did. We The kiln was doing a test firing. My teacher had finally gotten the pieces and parts, the replacements for what had blown out when the company sent her the wrong parts. And so she was test firing, and during our class, it test fired okay. At least it seems to. Um, so hopefully that's a good sign. As long as it cooled down and everything did what it did on the shutdown process, as long as all that went okay, I think she's going to be able to fire it starting either today or tomorrow this weekend. Um, so that's good, but it was not ready for us, and nothing that had been ready for firing had gotten fired in the meantime. So I had nothing new to work on. I was going to work on some more of my dishes, but the problem with that is I'm using this new process that I've never done before on them, and I'm glazing them in a certain way now that is just working with her kiln and what's happening there. So I don't know if they're going to come out the way I want them to. And so I was a little bit hesitant to do more of that when I don't know if it's actually going to look good. And so I was telling her that, and she's like, "You probably shouldn't do it then," because um, so I was gonna do some pinch pots and make some pinch pots, and I was a little hesitant to make more things because that's more things that aren't, that are kind of taking up space because she's starting to fill up because she hasn't been able to process anything. So there are things in various stages from everyone who takes classes from her. They're just starting to fill up the shelves, and things are starting to get really packed full. So I was hesitant to make more things, but she's like, "No, you should keep going." So I made one pinch pot thing, and then uh, apparently somebody had this idea, or they had talked about at some point doing a musical chairs uh, wheel throwing. So that's where we would all start. We would do one pull, which is you center the clay and then you pull up once. And then we would switch chairs to the next chair and we would pull up. And we would switch again and we would pull up. And so we decided to do that. Um, the thing is I throw left-handed. I'm right-handed, but I throw on the wheel left-handed, and almost everyone in the class throws right-handed. So mine was throwing people off a little bit, and my teacher, because there were two righties and me a lefty, um, my teacher said, "Okay, well, I'll sit down and I'll throw left-handed too." So there's two lefties and two righties. So we had two lefties and two righties, and we were just trying to see what it was like. Because when I would jump from a left-handed one to somebody who threw right-handed, I couldn't reverse it. I had to throw right-handed, and they had to throw left-handed. So it was a fun experiment to kind of, see what it was like to throw the other way. Um, and so we did that, and it was fun. Everything, all the vessels that we created um, came out okay. We were able to finish them and actually make something with them. So we each had one vessel that was made by kind of everybody. So that was fun. And then since we were already on the wheel and we had already made the wheels a mess, I just stayed and threw on the wheel, and I threw, I think, three or four more things. Um, so I made a total of like one, two, three, four, I think five or six new vessels between pinch pots and the throwing on the wheel to be able to decorate. So um, I was happy with that. That was good progress. And so that's what I did there. And then I ran over to Walmart after because nothing else would have been open by the time I got home. And I was talking about I wanted to try this vegetable pot pie by that Better Goods brand that Walmart is doing, because that stuff is imported from some of that stuff is imported from Italy. Some of it, the pot pie is imported from Canada. And with that kind of thing, um, I have not been having allergic reactions to things. I get hives, I think, from um, food preservatives, and I have not been able to narrow down which ones, or which one or ones it is. But I had I ate I, I'm embarrassed to say it. I ate an entire family size pot pie last night, and it was good. It was not as good as our local grocery store, Giant Eagle, used to make a chicken pot pie, and we loved chicken pot pies from there. And our fur babies, Paolo and Babette, especially Paolo, loved the chicken pot pies from there too. Um, and so it wasn't quite as good as those chicken pot pies, but it was a veggie pot pie, and I ate the whole thing. I should have taken it step by step to make sure that I wasn't gonna like break out. But I just ate the whole thing, and I didn't break out. I didn't have any issues, and it was delightful. So I had that, um, and it was all good. So I know some of you out there have been trying the Better Goods branded stuff. Um, and as much as I try not to recommend Walmart stuff. If you're gonna eat, it is that brand is pretty good. I already know that their pizzas don't make me break out. That pot pie did not make me break out, and I know that my niece, she has terrible gluten allergies, and their pasta, the Better Goods pasta, is imported from Italy, and she does not break out eating it. So whatever it is, um, it's been good. They found that she can actually eat that, and she has pretty severe gluten allergies. She can't eat any kind of pasta unless it's gluten free here in the States. But the Better Goods Italian imported pasta, she could eat with no problem at all. Pam says my kids are in Rochester, New York. I'll have to check with them tonight. Yeah, check in on them. Um, it's it's probably up there, I would guess. The other thing I've been up to is at night I was talking about this show I started watching called Happy's Place. I don't know if anybody has ever watched that. It's with Reba McEntire. And I used to watch Reba, and I used to like Reba a lot. The show when I was younger, and I would watch that. And this show is a little bit like that. Um, it's funny like that. It's a sitcom. It's that kind of thing. Um, but I've been enjoying it. I thought there was only one season because Netflix has one season, but apparently it has two seasons and has been renewed for a third, which I was happy when I got to the end of it and I looked that up. I was like, oh, there's more. And I was able to use my mom's sign in to use one of the apps to start the second season. So I was happy about that too. But there's commercials in that second season. But so far, I've been enjoying it. It's lighthearted, it's an easy watch. It's something to help me shut my mind down before bed. So I've been watching that here the past week or two, and I've just moved into the second season of that. Um, Norma says European flour is different from American. Yes, doesn't contain, what is it? Glute. What are the uh, what's the weed killer? um, they don't allow that in Europe, and I think that's part of it too. If you ask me, I think the EU bans a lot of food stuff that is still here in the States. It's very true. Um, yeah, when we were in Italy, I didn't break out at all. We ate pasta from everywhere. We ate pizza from everywhere. We went into different towns and ate pizza. We had desserts. We had not a single time did I break out the whole time I was there. And then I got on the plane and I ate the plane food and I started breaking out again. And so, yeah, it's definitely definitely different. Leslie said, I hate a whole pan of grilled zucchini topped with Parmesan. That sounds delightful. That might be something like what I have tonight because I've got zucchini in the fridge and I've got eggs and I've probably got some beans and some canned stuff maybe in the pantry. Um, and I'm not going to make it to the supermarket or anything in time to uh, buy anything for dinner. And I'll probably even miss Walmart tonight. So um, I'm gonna be doing some interesting food making tonight. Um, but I actually love zucchini and I love eggs. And I probably need the protein from the eggs right now. So, because I've been craving eggs the last few nights and I've just not made them. And so I'm probably gonna do that. And I think I have some rice, so I could make some rice and eggs and some zucchini, and I have some peppers too. So with all that, I've got some soy sauce. I've got some um, rice wine vinegar. Um, uh, some I think it's sweet rice vinegar. So between all that, I'll be okay. I'll make something good. Norma says they also don't bleach the flour, and it may be the bleaching agents are problematic. Could be. But I also know that they have no preservatives in them. There are no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. And that is lovely. Um, so I've been trying to buy things without preservatives, and it seems like as long as I stay away from preservatives, I'm okay. I don't break out as much. Sometimes I still break out, and I think some of it is stress too. But uh, if I stay away from preservatives, it seems like it's good. Pam says zucchini, tomatoes, and onions. Yum. I have no tomatoes. I have no onions, unfortunately, but I do have zucchini, zucchini and peppers. I love tomatoes and onions, but Andrew used those up. We had some tomatoes, and he wanted to use them up before he left. Um, I was supposed to stop at the Mennonite farmers market stand, and that was during the day I was helping Andrew get ready and totally lost track of time and day and what time and day it was. So I missed the stand this week. But that's one of the reasons I don't have as much that we normally would have around the house because we try and stock up there a little bit with fresh fruits and veggies and all that. And coming from there, hopefully it's better than buying it in the supermarket right now for some of this stuff. Um, Leslie says, Leslie says, I was too lazy to do all that. LOL. Yeah, that's my problem. Is I do have the stuff to make certain things. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do certain things tonight. So it might be cutting up some zucchini um, and frying up some eggs. Um, and that may sound weird, but zucchini and eggs sounds just fine to me. Maybe I'll make some rice. The rice is pretty easy. We have a rice cooker, and um, you know, uh, Andrew, growing up in an Asian household, um, he ate rice all the time. And me growing up, we didn't eat rice a lot. Rice was kind of like a thing every once in a while. But we eat so much that we have a rice cooker, and I've gotten pretty good at using the rice cooker. So it doesn't take very long. By the time I cut up the zucchini and fry the eggs up, and the rice would be pretty much done. So I could do something. I actually do like cooking here and there. I don't like to have to cook necessarily, and I do kind of have to cook, but I can have fun with it as long as it's not super, super late. If it gets too much past midnight, I started to get that hangry kicking in, and then it's like, I hate this. I don't want to do this. Why do I have to do this? But as long as I get there before midnight and get the food started, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be all right. Um, so that's life today. Um, I have some stuff here for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoy hanging out and taking a look at what I've got. Um, let's see here. Let me check my email, make sure I didn't do that. Um, ba, ba, ba. Let's see here. And let me check my junk because I have not been in my junk mail today to make sure. Okay, let's go up here, make sure we're at the top of the inbox. Good. All right. We're going to start the show then. Thank you all for being here. If you're out there, please say hi. If you have not said hi yet, I'd like to know if you're out there and if you're hanging out with us. Today's numbers are going to be UTS numbers. If you'd like to purchase from this video, take down that lot number you see on the piece of paper, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. That's up here. This information is also scrolling down here. Please send a new email every time. Please do not reply to an old email to send a new one. That messes everything up. The only time you need to reply to an old email for us is if we're talking about, something you need or something you want. But when you're sending for these, please fresh new email for everyone. Unless you're waiting to the end and sending it all on the list, you can do it that way too. If you send us an email, you're promising to take it. No takebacks, please. And I'll send an invoice via Square at the end of the night, after the live is over and after I get everything tallied up. We had an afternoon live yesterday, did not sell a lot from there, so there's still a lot available. If you missed that one, please go back and check out the replay. There's a lot of good stuff still available from yesterday. The afternoons are usually the lighter days, so there's a good bit of stuff still available out there. Norma said a friend's daughter has a bumper crop of candy onions, so I'm the beneficiary. As soon as it's cool enough to use the oven, I'm gonna make some roasted candy onions. Ooh, those are those little ones, right? Pam's asking what are candy onions. I think they're the little ones like this, and they're so good. If I'm not mistaken, they're so good. They're super sweet, and they're lovely roasted, especially if you make them with a roast, which we don't eat roast anymore. But I used to like, if that's what I'm thinking of, if they're the little ones, we used to have those with a roast, um, with, carrots and other root vegetables around the roast and those little candied onions, and it's so good. It's so good. Norma says they are a super sweet variety, and apparently they are extra delicious when they get caramelized from roasting. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If they're what I'm thinking of, um, they're delicious. Um, so yes, yes. Um, That's awesome, Norma. And I get it about not wanting to use the oven. I have been using the oven the last few nights, and it's definitely heated up the house. Norma says, no, the ones I have are bigger, but probably similar. Okay. Yeah, yeah. The ones that I've seen are like this big, but maybe they're also picked prematurely and just made small. That could be too, but they're super sweet. And when you roast them up and caramelize them, oh, they're so good. Make them with a beef roast. um, that's one thing I do miss is a good pot roast or a beef roast. Hey Kim, thanks for joining us. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Um, all right. And before we get to the live sale here, just wanted to remind everyone one more time, we are having a sale in the online store, Cat's Play sale. Save 20% off most items using the discount code Cat's Play. Gertie today, I don't know if you saw the cute, I think it's pretty cute. We made um, a little thing for Gertie. Um, let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? There it is. Um, Gertie is looking to, if y'all know, Gertie loves sardines. And we made this. Gertie has some sardine goals. So if we sell enough in the online store, Gertie gets, where is it? What side am I on? Gertie gets the sardines for her and her sisters and her brothers. So we're getting close to our goal for the sardines. And it's funny because I looked up sardines and I looked up sardines in water because we always get them in water with no extra salt, because the cats they shouldn't give them extra salt. And this is the exact brand that we try and get them that our supermarket sells, and they've been out for a while now. So I have to find something else, I think, unless these come back into stock. But once we reach our goal, those are the sardines for Gertie and her brothers and sisters. So I thought that it was cute. That was a little thing we did today. Um, but yeah, so it's fun to do cute things every once in a while. Kim, hey Kim, did I see you earlier? We have both Kims and Kimberly here today. I love caramelizing onions and mushrooms in the crock pot overnight. Even the giant yellow onions roast up totally sweet. Toss in a little vegan Worcestershire. What? I have never done that. I've never even thought about doing caramelizing onions and mushrooms in the crock pot overnight. You're going to have to send me an email what you do for that. Because Andrew is super good about caramelizing. Like, he can caramelize the heck out of some onions in a saute pan. I feel like every time I try and do it, I just burn them, or they never quite get to that point. And I think it's because I try and do it too hot too fast. I'm a very impatient cook. When I'm cooking things, like, I should be like a stir fry or like cooking in a like a wok, because I like fast, hot and fast, get it done. And I'm also like a stir. Like, I can't just let it sit and do its thing. And I think that's why I have a problem with caramelizing them. But the crock pot, I could throw that in overnight, let it do its thing. But I've never heard of that before. Um, I guess I didn't realize it would get hot enough, maybe, or what, I don't know, to actually caramelize them. Um, Susan says that zucchini sounds yummy, Leslie. It does. I'm kind of really hungry for that right now too. Um, Kim, the caramelized onions and mushrooms sound yummy too. Yes, it does. Never thought to use a crock pot. I might be going out to buy some mushrooms and onions tomorrow. Um, Pam says, Kim, share the recipe with all of us. I know, right? Kim says, Gertie is watching. I don't know if Gertie's watching today, unless they've gotten on the computer, because Andrew's not home, so they don't get to watch. But she's keeping an eye on you all on the online store sales. And we've gotten like one sale since we've put that poster up. So we've got to get a few more. We've got to get a few more for her to get her sardines. Um, Susan says, yes, please, Kim, post it to the design challenge page. Yeah, put it in the group, design challenge group. Because we all want to know. Never thought to use the crock pot. I love the crock pot, but I never thought to use it to caramelize stuff. I guess I just thought you needed more heat for that. But I love some caramelized onions, and I love mushrooms. Our Giant Eagle stocks at the grocery store again. They stock like shiitake and cremini, and then white, and then portobello, that are kind of they're not pre-packaged. They're brought in. They have a mushroom person who brings them in, and I love the shiitake ones because they hold up to things. They're a meatier kind of mushroom, but they're small, unlike the portobellos that are really big. But the shiitakes are, they don't break down very easily, and they absorb the taste of things, but it also keeps the taste of the mushroom, which is what I like. Um, Susan keeps getting stared at by Smoky Cat. He thinks we should go upstairs, silly boy. Not yet, right? It's not time yet. Kim says, will do. It's so easy. Nice. Other Kim says, I don't really cook, but I do like using a crock pot. Makes it easy. Yeah, I like a crock pot. Um, it's delightful. I don't use the crock pot much though, and I don't know why. I should put things in it and just let it, do its thing all day. But sorry, I got something in my eye. But the only time I really get out the crock pot is like for holidays or something, a lot of times. Like, if we're making like sauerkraut for New Year's, sauerkraut and um, fake kielbasa that we make, um, or sausages, and stuff like that, then I'll bring out the crock pot, but it like never gets brought out. And I need more recipes. I need more things to do with it, I think. Because that would be super nice. I also have anxiety. So leaving something plugged in all day that's on, even though I know crock pots are safe, gives me a little bit of anxiety when Andrew's not around. So that's another reason. Stupid anxiety. Um, Norma says, I need to get a small crock pot. I have a huge one I use for potlucks, but it's crazy big for just me, so I rarely use it. See, that's our thing is we have the little one. It's only like this big, and like this tall. So it's like I sometimes I feel like it's too small. Because we eat once a day, but when we eat once a day, we eat a lot. It's like eating 2 or 3 meals in one. We just eat it at once. Um, and so sometimes I feel like it doesn't make enough, but it would be enough for me while Andrew's away if I could get over leaving the crock pot on. Um, Leslie says, I make all my soups in the crock pot. See, people use it so good. I need to use it more. Sue says, I need a small crock pot too, Norma. A huge one for 2 people doesn't work very well. Pam says, wonder if an air fryer could be used. I have an air fryer too. I do use the air fryer more than I use the crock pot, for sure. But I don't think an air fryer, you're not going to like caramelize things in an air fryer. Certain things you can do in an air fryer. It's good for crisping stuff up, right? But anyway, I do like the air fryer. That was a good investment. That was a good. Andrew got a deal on it. He got it through one of those, I think, auction sites or something, and so we got a really good deal on it, and we have used the heck out of that. That's how we make all of our burgers and patties and tater tots now and stuff like that. Is I use the air fryer, and I delight in using that. Susan, our kitchen isn't very big. I'd like an air fryer, but I'd have to get rid of or rearrange things. It was totally worth it. We don't have a lot of room in our kitchen. Um, we mostly have we have enough counter space for our microwave, and then we have a little bit of counter space that usually a lot of the appliances sit on. Like the rice cooker is always out. Um, the air fryer is now always out. So that takes up that entire cabinet or counter space. Then there's the stove, and then we have a little tiny space about this big, well, this big that we cut stuff. We have our cutting board and we can prepare veggies and stuff. And then past that is like the coffee maker sits there. Um, and that's about that room. And at the end, we then it wraps around and we have the sink, and then we have a little piece at the end of the sink, but that's like mail drop. Like it doesn't even get to be used for kitchen stuff. It's like where the mail gets put and where things just kind of, because we come in it's right beside the door, so it's pretty much not used as a counter space. It's used as like storage and a space to drop stuff and stuff that we're taking out of the house and bringing into the house. So we really don't, I mean, we have more counter space than some people I know, but we really don't have a lot. And so when we get a new thing or have something like that, like we have an Instant Pot too, but it sits on top of the fridge unless we really need to use it. And then we pull it down off the top of the fridge. It's kind of stored just up there because we don't use it enough. For a while we did. Andrew makes a lot of soups and stuff in it in the winter. Um, Leslie says, wow, my kitchen sounds larger than yours. Oh, yeah, ours is not very big. We have enough room for the microwave, like our air fryer and rice cooker. That takes up one whole space. We've got a little bit of room to cut stuff on. We have enough for the coffee maker. And then that's it because we use the other part of the counter for drop off, which is not great. Um, let's see. Norma says, William, I have anxiety about leaving the house with the crock pot plugged in too. Yeah, I hate it. I know it's fine. Everyone does it, right? Everyone does it. So many people leave the crock pots plugged in. Um, and it's fine, right? There's so much stuff plugged in all day long. TVs are plugged in, radios are plugged in, like things are plugged in. But I have that um that fear, especially with the cats. Um, everything, if something happened, knock on wood, it won't. But um, if the cats weren't there, I would have less of an issue. But because we have the cats, I don't want them anything happening to them. So that's why I have more anxiety about all that. When Andrew's home, it's not such a big deal. But then, of course, if he's home, then he's usually going to cook something. So we don't use it as much. Um, Leslie says, I love my large crock pot. I freeze a lot of things. I cook in them. That's nice. Pam says, I got a Fula drawer ninja, not the oven style. I have no idea what that is. Never heard of that. Oh, a dual drawer ninja. Ah, nice. Yeah, our air fryer just pulls out. There's a thing that pulls out and you put stuff in it and then you push it back in. It has a handle and that's what ours is like. Um, Susan says, Norma, that too. I never leave anything in the clothes dryer, paranoid about fire starting. Yeah, me too. I won't start the dryer if we're leaving the house. I rarely start the dishwasher if we're leaving the house, just in case something happens and there's water. Um, don't like to leave things plugged in. Andrew's fine. He's just like, just go. We're fine. Everything's fine. Like, he has no problem. But me, I get a little bit weirded out by it all. Um, Norma says, Susan, I got rid of my toaster oven so I could put my small air fryer on the counter. Maybe I'll finally use it, but I've had it 2 years. We don't have a toaster oven. We don't have room for a toaster oven, really. We could make room, but something would have to go. So I miss a toaster oven because I grew up with one, but the air fryer has mostly covered that. Because I used to make like tater tots and things like that in the toaster oven, but I can do that in the air fryer now. Um, Instapods don't seem like a thing anymore, says Susan. No, I was walking down the clearance aisle in Walmart the other day, and they had a few Instant Pots for super cheap, and it was tempting. But I was like, we've got one. These were a little bit smaller, which would have been nice, but I was like, we barely use ours now anymore. May's popping in and out. Hello, May. What's for dinner? Everybody's asking me what's for dinner. Okay, let me go ahead and flip the camera. Well, we had like 18 people watching and now we have 12. So I talked too long, apparently. I should have shut up a little bit earlier, but here we go. We're gonna flip the camera around. Hopefully you'll see some stuff you like today. It'll help me keep things going while Andrew's gone. It's always very nerve-wracking while he's gone for me. Um, Susie says it's getting worse outside. Yes, I know. It's not great. It is not great. Um, but all right, I pulled some things, and some of these things that I pulled in the spirit of our 20% off sale, I'm going to give you like 20% off of this stuff today. Since we're having the sale online, I figured today I'll do the sale here on the live as well. So hopefully you like these. Hopefully you enjoy the 20% off pricing that we're giving you. This is a strand of pink opal. It is UTS 1, and these are pink opal graduated smooth rondelles, and they are beautiful natural pink opal, and they are done up on a sterling silver lobster claw and extender chain. And we've got just the one available. They graduate from approximately 2 millimeters up to the largest one. This is kind of unfair because they put one really large one. The largest one though is 6 millimeter. Well, we'll say 7 millimeters. The one down from that is 5. So really it's about 2 to 5 millimeters. And without the extender chain, it is a 17-inch strand. So it's a nice long strand of beautiful natural pink opal, nice quality. One available, UTS 1. $45 down to 36, 20% off. Pam says, Instapots scare me too. My daughter has one and uses it a lot. Yeah, Andrew uses ours. But we used to have an old fashioned, a real pressure cooker, and we'd cook food in it, and that scared me because I've always heard like horror stories about that. Um, and I was always worried. My one boss in New York bought it for me for my birthday because she used them and she knew that I was trying to cook more myself. And so she got me one and I never used it until I met Andrew. And then he started using it. So that was, um, I don't know how long was that? Probably 4 years I had that and never used it. Something like that. And then we used it for a while, and then it's the seals on those that you have to watch. And if the seals go bad, then you can have those terrible explosions they talk about. So once we had it and we didn't use it for long enough, like he used to use it pretty often, and then when we stopped using it, we were afraid the seal got dried out, and we didn't want to use it again. Okay, let's see here. These are lovely. Let me see here. Let's see something. Make sure I got this. Sure I got this. And let's see here. Okay. These are lovely quality. And let's see, who else said that? Oh, May says turkey enchiladas and beans and maybe steamed veggies. You're having a delightful meal, it sounds like. Leslie said Instapot scared me too. Oh, yeah. I won't use it on my own. Andrew has to be around. We had these at 44. I'll bring them down to 35. These are a um, Gobi agate from the Gobi Desert, and they're a beautiful Gobi agate drop. And they have this gorgeous texture to them. And I think they're so beautiful. UTS 2, and that was 44, bringing it down to $35 for you all. Well, 2 strands. I actually have 2 strands of these available. And these are approximately 8 millimeters by 20. 8 by 20 millimeters. And the strands are 14-inch strands. And that's UTS 2. 2 of them available. All right. And some of these things we've had on the lives once or twice before, and I'm going to give you the best prices I can. I can't always do 20% off these because we always price these as low as can be anyway. I'm going to do these for $15 a strand, and I've got 2 of them available. These are black onyx faceted rondelles. Black onyx, and these are vintage faceted rondelles. Beautiful, beautiful strands of the black onyx. And they are way. Let me pick up the ruler the wrong way. 8 millimeter, pretty much an 8 by 5 millimeter rondelle. And the strands are 16-inch strands. As I said, those are some nice drops. I know. I know. I know the price is a little higher on them, but it's because they are so nice. I'll show you the other strand too. We've sold one of the black onyx. Thank you so much. We still have one of those available, the UTS 3. It's a really good price on those. Here's the other strand. Hey, Anne, thanks for joining us. Look at these. Look at that. How beautiful those are. Gobi agate from the Gobi Desert. Stunningly beautiful drops. That's the UTS 2. What did I say? 8 by 20 millimeters, I think. 8 by 20 millimeters. Give me a 20% discount on that because we're having a 20% sale in the online store. So why not? Some of these things that we haven't really offered on the lives before. UTS 4. And then, of course, if you missed the pink opal, that's on the sterling silver extender chain and lobster claw, graduated pink opal smooth rondelles. Was 45, now 36. UTS 1. This is a little bit of a painful thing to offer a discount on, but I'm still going to do it. UTS 4. This is a Lisa Peters Russ cabochon. Lisa Peters Russ ceramic cabochon. These were from our store. And says, those cats doing a sale for us. So sweet. I know. Did you see Gertie's she's trying to talk me into sardines too, if you saw the poster today. And she's working hard. She's trying to work hard for those sardines. So we'll see. We haven't had many, she hasn't gotten many sales in today. So we'll have to see what happens. We've had a few, but I don't know that she's met her quota yet. UTS 4, Lisa Peters Russ ceramic cab was $10, now $8. And that is approximately 35 millimeters. Well, I've got to do some math on this one. I can't brain that one out. Let's see here. Let's drop it down. It was 23. We'll drop it was 18. 20% off. That's more than 20, a little bit more than 20% off. Gertie has good taste in food, says Mate. She loves those sardines. She does. All right. This is also Lisa Peters Russ cabochon. Actually, well, it has a hole in the center. So whatever you want to call that. And this is UTS 5. Was 23, now 18. So it says Gertie's more interested if you meet the quota. I know, right? She's been trying to keep an eye on it. UTS 5. And this is a beautiful piece, ceramic by Lisa Peters Russ. About 46 millimeters. 46 millimeters. Okay. And UTS 6. Come on. can't get it out of the bag here. Let's see here. These were 24. We'll go down to 19. So I've got 2 strands of these available. No, well, maybe just one now. That fell all the way through my desk. There it is. There's a box that caught it. Okay. Kimberly says, love Lisa Peters Russ. We do too. We do too. This was another item that was in the store originally. These are blue moonstone 3mm faceted bicones. Beautiful blue or rainbow moonstone. Faceted bicones. Gorgeous, gorgeous stones. We've got 2 strands of these, really well cut bicones. Sometimes bicones are not, they're not done really well. I've noticed that. These are like very nicely cut. And there's a lot of good moonstone flash in these too. Hopefully you're seeing that because they're flashing on this side. And so these, I found some of these have been hiding away for quite some time, at least since we moved the store. Really nice 3mm bicones, and the strands are 16-inch strands, UTS 6. Okay, I'm gonna start putting some of these away. UTS 1, pink opal, going away. UTS 2, the Gobi agate. I thought for sure somebody would grab those. They're so pretty. And you can find Gobi agate nowadays, and you can probably find it cheaper, but the quality in these are old strands, is just stunningly beautiful. I love the kind of surface on these and the patterns. Really, really pretty. Tim says, I'm taking a Sherry Serafini class in a month. That Lisa Peters donut would be amazing in bead embroidery with beads coming out the center, right? See? Y'all got uses for that stuff. I know. I know you do. We sold 1 of the black onyx. We still have 1 available. UTS 3. Kimberly says, those are gorgeous. The moonstone or the Gobi agate that I was showing. I don't know when you said it. The moonstone is beautiful. And like I said, the quality of the cut, like these are like beautiful cut edges, just really beautiful. 2 strands. I forgot to put that here. 2 strands of these available. Okay, keep those out for a little bit longer. UTS 7. We had these at $11.50. I'll bring them down to $9. I've got 2 strands of them available. And these are super kind of cool. We've sold 1 of the moonstones. Thank you so much. We've still got 1 available. Appreciate that. These are green kyanite sticks. Super inexpensive. They're not the high end sticks, but they're a green kyanite stick drop. and they're $9 a strand. Like, that's an old price, y'all. And that's the 20% discount price. I shouldn't even give you a 20% discount because they're $11.50 normally. And that is a good price because these are old prices. But there you go. There are 2 strands of those available. Green kyanite drops UTS 7. I think that's a really, really good price. UTS 8. We've just sold the 5. Thank you so much. Let me put that away. That is this bag. Thank you, thank you. Can't get it back in the bag. It's in a bag that it just fits in. Hey, Marianne. Says, hey, all just on my way home. Well, hello. I hope you had a good day at work today. UTS 7. UTS 8. What do I got next? Ooh. This one's 35. And drop it down to 28. 20% off. UTS 8. For those of you who love amethyst, this is a high-end amethyst strand, fairly high-end amethyst strand. Faceted rondelles. Beautiful colors in these. Some of the dogtooth amethyst kind of in there. And I think it's a about an 8-inch strand. And it is about, well, they're about 7mm. Well, we'll say 8, 7 to 8mm rondelles. $28, 1 strand available. Really, really pretty color. Really nice stones. 35 down to 28. Amethyst. Mama says working late today, Marianne. Yeah, you got the late shift today, Marianne. UTS 9. Okay, these next ones, when we bought them, they all came in at the same price, no matter the size. So because the way costing is, and we try and stick as true to that as we can, they're all going to be the same price, but you can pick the size that you want of the stones if you like them. They're all going to be now 22 instead of $28 a strand. And this is blue calcite, which I feel like is not something we see very often. These are blue calcite, and they're these beautiful faceted kind of squares and pillows. They're really beautiful. That's the, I think, carat or gram weight. I can't remember. They're about 6.5 inch. This is a 6.5 inch strand, and these are 6 millimeters. Yeah, 6 millimeters. Sorry, I had to adjust my screen. And they're really cool. It's not like you don't see blue calcite much at all, I feel like, and you never see it done up in kind of this kind, like putting this kind of effort into making it such a beautiful stone and a beautiful cut. So that's the first one. UTS 10, 28, now 22. There's actually 2 of this one. But they are slightly different. So if you do grab one of these and you want to pick a particular one, you can, and I'll show you the difference here. If they'll let go of each other. This one is kind of like the first one. These are slightly bigger. I think these move up to 8 millimeters. And they're like right on the dot. 8 millimeters. Blue calcite. And again, that's about a 6.5-inch strand. So there's that one. But then there's this one, which has slightly rounded corners instead of the more square. There's 1 and 2 in here with the square, but they're slightly more rounded. And they are still 8 millimeter. Still 8 millimeter. So you've got both of those kind. Kimberly says, by the way, William, that motion thing you suggested helped. Oh, good. I'm glad. Someone else, I read an article actually. I know people who said it helped, and then I read an article that this person used it and it helped them a lot during their car ride. So I'm glad it helped. I've never used it, but from what I understand is it puts dots on the screen that bounce around in a way that helps you know that the car is moving. And then just by having your eyes be able to see those dots, knowing the car is moving, it keeps you from getting motion sickness in the car. UTS 11, 28, down to 22. Last strand of the blue calcite. This is the largest of the squares. And I think these are 10 millimeter. I'll measure them to be sure. 10 millimeter. I love when somebody takes a stone that doesn't always get a lot of love and then does extra to it, because that's super rare. It's a 7-inch strand and they are 10 millimeters. So like you're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna find these. We have not seen them since. We got these years ago and I have not seen them since. Kimberly says they move in the same direction the car moves too. Yeah. So it kind of tells your brain that you're moving and how you're moving. So that's the blue calcite. I don't know if people are going to like it. So far, nobody's grabbing into them. I kind of thought, somebody might, but we'll see. It's an unusual stone to do that kind of work to, but that also means you're not going to see it anywhere else, or very rarely. Like I said, we have not seen this again since we got them, and I just think they're cool. I'm going to go ahead and put away this cab by Lisa Peters Russ. That's number 4. And I'm going to put away the moonstone. We've sold one of those, but we still have one available. One of those still available at only $19. That's a steal. That's that again, a lot of these are old prices. These are things we had in the store or things that I found in our cache of stuff that when we did the store move. And we used a different pricing structure back then when we could. And so it wasn't meant, like store stuff is generally not meant to have a 20% sale on it. So you're getting some really great prices on these if you decide to grab them today. And I might end up moving some of this stuff into the online store or back into the physical store now that we're set up in Johnstown. If I put it in the online store, I might have to do some pricing changes. I think this one we've had in the online store before. Or maybe we just sold it on the I can't remember. These are, oh, these are so nice. I know some of y'all love these pyramids, these faceted pyramids. Check this out in the moonstone. The blue rainbow moonstone in these faceted pyramids. Delightful. Lots of nice flash. Only one strand of these available. Blue moonstone. And I love these they're kind of like a rounded faceted pyramid. These are not in inches. These are approximately 7 millimeters. Yeah, about 7 millimeters. And there's one strand of them left. Look at that flash. You seeing that? I hope you're seeing that. I'm seeing it. And it's UTS 12, was 38, now only 29, giving you that 20% off. These 20% prices, they're only going to last. I'll let people who are doing a rewatch grab them, but they'll only last until the online store sale ends, which is on Sunday night. So if you're watching this in the replay, you can still get these prices, but only through Sunday night. I also updated the D-Stash and went through the D-Stash group today and marked things that were still available. So if you were wondering what's still available there, you can check out the D-Stash group, Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash on Facebook, and grab the stuff there that, grab the stuff there if you see anything you like there. Oh, we sold 12. Thank you so much. 12 was just sold out. I'm going to put it away since we only have one. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. All right. Ooh, this is the lowest price I've ever been able to do on this. Like I said, some of these things we never ever give 20% off on. But I'm doing it today. This is normally 28. I'm going to drop this down. It would be 22.40. I'm just going to drop it down to 22. We've never gone below, I think, 24 or 26 on these. UTS 13. I've got one strand of these left. These are these peridot heishis. These are the round heishis. We've had square heishis before. These are the round. Look at the quality of that peridot. Super, super beautiful. $22 for that strand. This is a long strand, y'all. I don't know how long. Let me look. That's about a 14-inch strand of high quality peridot. $22 for that. And these are I'm going to say 5 millimeter heishis. There you go. Kim's asking, is the calcite a blue gray and sizes again? It is. It's a blue. It's technically called, we got it as blue calcite. And it is a blue gray color. This is the deepest blue, I think, because they're the largest, thickest beads. But it comes in, let's see, 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, and 10. 6, 8, 10. I had to remember where it started. 6. 6, 8, 10. And remember, the 8s have 2 different shapes. And you can choose the rounded ones if you want, or the more square ones, or I'll pick for you, whatever you want to do. But they're really cool. Like I said, I love when people do odd things with stones you don't expect. And blue calcite is not like a high-end stone, but to take this amount of time to do that to it, I love that. We've just sold 13. 13 has sold. Thank you so much. That is now gone. You're welcome, Kim. Okay. UTS 14. These were 50 a strand. I'm going to bring them down to 40. I've got two. UTS 14 garnets, y'all. I love garnets so much. Oh, these are heavy. Garnets are a heavier stone. Did you know? I think they have, don't they have a metal content, if I'm not mistaken, of some sort? Um, Look at these garnet drops. I've shown these, I think, only once or twice on the lives before. Um, Beautiful garnet drops. I don't think I've ever gone down to $40 on them though. I think the last time we just showed them they were regular retail, which is 50. So you're getting that 20% discount. Look at that. Gorgeous UTS 14 garnet drops. These strands are 9 inches, high quality. Jen's here. Last time, track of time watching Grantchester. You and Marianne watching the Grantchester. Welcome, Jen. Thanks for being here. You're missing some great things at great prices. I'm doing 20% off because we're having the 20% sale in the online store. So I grabbed some of the stuff that we normally don't discount or haven't shown before, even found in our store stock from moving our store, things like that. And I'm giving you 20% off. So, like this blue calcite, this is, I don't think we've ever shown this before. Maybe once. We've probably shown it once when we first got it years ago. But now these garnet drops are approximately 7 well, I'd say 7.5 millimeters long by about 4 to 5 millimeters wide. Got 2 strands there available, $40 a strand, UTS 14. Really good prices on the garnets. They are excellent quality. Look how clear they are. There's no, I don't think there are any inclusions, or at least very few inclusions. There's a little bit here and there. But look, they're like glass. Really pretty. Susan says, I know I should Google this, but what is Grantchester about? I don't know either, Susan. I'm glad you're asking. Everyone seems to love Grantchester. Pam says that I love Grantchester. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've watched an episode or two a long time ago, but never really got into it or didn't have the channel or something. It was on BBC, something I can't remember why I stopped watching. Let's see here. Let me see what is. We just sold one of the garnets. Thank you so much. We've got one left. Oh, this hurts a little bit to do 20% on these. Okay. Can I do that? I'm gonna do it anyway. I shouldn't, but we're only doing this for a limited time, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So we have, and we do only have 2 of these left. So these were 18. That means they go down to, it would be 1440, but I'm just gonna do 14. These are beautiful micro-faceted amethyst. Look at those amethyst. Amethyst microfaceted rounds. So the centers around a vicar and the vicarage community. Ah, that makes sense. So it says, okay, very British sounding it is. All right. Look at how beautiful these amethysts are. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And they would go so well with this strand. Check that out. Beautiful together. You wanted to do that. These are generally 13 or 14-inch strands. Let me see how long this particular one is. This is a 13-inch strand on the amethyst, and they are about 2 millimeter beads. 2 millimeter beads on the microfaceted amethyst. We've sold 11 as well, so thank you so much. I'll put that away since there's only the one of those. Where's my bag? I'm trying not to mess up my bags here. Gorgeous amethysts, Pam. They are. They are very gorgeous amethyst. And normally we don't go. What was the last price I had on these? I think it was. Normally I think we had 16. We go down to 16, but I'm doing 14, doing the 20% today on those. We don't normally go that low. They're really nice. Let's see here. UTS 16. Speaking of 16, let's see here. This one I can't do the full 20. This is because this is from our lives and we already priced them low, but I'll give you a little bit extra. This was 24. I'll give you down to 22. This is a strand or a length of chain. I don't know how much is here. Let me see if I can tell you how much chain we've got here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Over 12 feet of chain. And it is copper chain. It's from Andrew's stash. Let me get it here. Sorry, I'm behind the camera. I know I'm not showing it. Here it is. 12 feet, over 12 feet of copper chain from Andrew's stash. And that is $22 instead of 24. I can't go lower on that. Andrew will yell at me. Andrew would yell at me if I go lower. Can't have that right. And that's UTS 16. Okay. UTS 17, $4. We have vintage Chinese ceramic beads. And these are these hand glazed vintage Chinese ceramic with these very pretty pink flowers. Blue green with a pink flower. You get 4 rounds. They're $1 each, so you get them 4 of them for $4. This is about 12 millimeter beads. And I'm going to put them in a triangle so they don't run away. UTS 17. One lot available of those, just one left. Unless Andrew's got some stored somewhere, but that's all I could find. Okay, I'm going to put this amethyst away, down from 35 to 28. Beautiful amethyst strand. Putting that away. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting away the blue calcite. Anybody else grabbing any of those? We've got the UTS 9, the 6mm for 22. And the 210s, which are the 8mm in two different shapes, rounded square or pointy square. $22 a strand, 2 strands available there. And I'm going to leave the garnets out. We still have 1 garnet strand left. I should take 1 away so you know there's 1 of those only left. And the amethyst, microfaceted 2mm rounds, the copper chain, and the vintage Chinese ceramic. I love those Chinese ceramic beads. They're so fun. Whimsical, very whimsical. Oh, I also forgot to mention today on the bead in the new year is to organize your space. Has anybody been organizing their space? Anybody do that? I think it was Donna showed in the group. She did her space. Anybody else work on theirs? Okay. I'm going to give you the lowest price we've ever done on these too. 18 down to 14. I've got 7 strands available. This is microfaceted labradorite rounds. Gorgeous quality. It's kind of a dark labradorite too, which is really pretty. Almost like a smoky quartz color. Look at how pretty that is. Rosanna did organize her sea glass. Nice. Kimberly says, I put all my Gollum in containers. Does that count? Yep. You organized something, right? Totally counts. If you took pictures of before and after, show us in the Design Challenges group. UTS 18 was $18, now 14 a strand. Look at how beautiful those are. Stunning, stunning quality on those. Really pretty. Let me get you sizes on everything here. These are 13-inch strands again. And I think they are also these are about 2.5mm, 2.5mm. And that's UTS 18. Oh, we just sold the copper chain. Thank you, thank you. I'll put that away. $16 has sold. Let's move these down. Lowest price ever on the microfaceted 2 strands there. I made my area worse, says Vicky. That's funny. Susan says, I made the attempt at straightening my workspace, but as soon as I start working again, it turns into a mess. That's okay. You at least got the kind of first part, right? You did some organizing. Even if it gets messed up, it's inevitably going to get messed up again. That's just the way things are, right? Yeah, let's see what I've got here. Are these tied, or are they gonna let loose? They're gonna let loose on me, aren't they? Yep. Let me tie these up one moment, everybody. Okay, these are $6 each. There are 2 of them available. These are a vintage check glass strand, and they're a vintage check glass purple shell. Purple shell. UTS 19. And you get the strand for $6 only. The shells are about 8 millimeters, about 8 by 8. And there's that. Kimberly says, I didn't even think about it before, but I have an after. Nice. Show that anyway. Anne says, a friend and I used to say, if you organize it and then mess it up again, at least it's only 1 layer of mess instead of 2. That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right. Oops, let me put this one. I have 2 of those. Did I write 2? Yeah, I have 2 of the check glass. That's it on that shell then. I don't know if we have any more of those anywhere in any color. UTS 20. Oh, I do. How about we show those? Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually don't like to take from Andrew's wall. Don't tell him anybody. I don't know if we've ever shown this color before. $6, and I have 10 of these. Again, this is going to fall apart as soon as I take it apart. So, one moment while I tie these up. Okay. These are the shells as well. Vintage check. But this time in green. Vintage check glass shell beads in green. Susan says, Anne, I can find a way of turning 1 layer of mess into 3. Anne says, Susan, well, you are creative that way, right? Until the beaded ornament kits for the library class leave my house, my workspace will be a disaster. So Tuesday night, I'll organize. Nice. Nice. Susan says, the mess is a bonus side. I can create more interesting projects from the mess. That's why I don't clean up very often. I'm always better at when I don't. We've sold 1 of the 15s. And we've sold 1 of the 18s. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just looking to see if I have those shells in any other colors for y'all hanging out around here. Let me walk down the wall. Okay, that's all I see. I know we've had them in other colors before. We might have them somewhere, but they're not here. So that's what I've got. If anyone wants the shells, I've got those. And I got room for 1 more before I have to clear the deck a little bit here. 1. I have a beautiful vintage check glass strand with a metallic AB. Actually, there's no metal. It's, oh yeah, there is. There's a little bit of metallic and AB finish. These look like large fire polish beads. Vintage check glass, really pretty. $6 for the strand. The beads are approximately 6 millimeters. 1 strand available. Susan says, sometimes I prefer the mess projects to the planned ones. Yeah, I know, right? It brings things out that you never maybe would have put together on your own. I totally get that. I'm going to go ahead and put these away, the garnets. Still 1 strand available, but we did sell the 1. Great price, 20% off right now. I don't think we've ever brought those down before, so there you go. Um, let's see, where is the bag for this? The amethyst. Sold one of those two. We've still got one left of the amethyst. Randy Brown of Thunder Horse Descendants says she cleans her desk by working with what is on it. I don't know if I could do that. I'd just keep putting more out. I don't think it would ever, um, I don't think it would ever be clean, ever. I just keep bringing more and more out. We've sold another one of the 18s. Thank you so much. Beautiful labradorite there. I'm going to go ahead and put the vintage Chinese ceramic away. It's a great idea if you can do it, but I would just keep bringing out more and more mess. It would be like the never ending, but maybe some great things would come out of it, right? That's pretty much what I do for the make-alongs, and we have the creative make-alongs. I just work from whatever's around my desk, whatever messes around, and I try and make stuff. And I've been pretty successful, I think. I've liked most of the things I've made. UTS 22. Let's see, this was only $10. It pains me a little bit to put 20% on this, but I'm going to do it. It's another Lisa Peters Rusts cab. Ooh, look how beautiful that is. Was only $10. Still lower than that. That's hard to believe. $8 for that cab now. And that is about a 32 millimeter cabochon in ceramic by Lisa Peters Russ. UTS 22. I love the natural kind of look from her stuff. I love it so much. It just looks like something that would grow that way, right? Oh, here we go again. 20% off from $60 to $48. I have got more garnet, beautiful garnet. Was 60, now 48, 20% off. Stunning garnet, smooth rondelles on sterling silver, lobster claw, and extender chain. These are graduated smooth rondelles in beautiful garnet. The strand without the extender chain, just the beads, is a 16-inch strand. And they graduate from approximately 3 millimeters up to, I'm going to say, around 6 at the largest. And that's UTS 23. I just put away the other garnets, but they would look, I think, so good together. This was what, UTS 14. Look at it's the same color, y'all. If you saw my book club project, I did some of I did some, like, they were seed beads with the check glass daggers, and they kind of fluttered beside the seed beads, and this could do the same thing. They're the same color, from the same vendor, same beautiful quality. You're not seeing a lot of inclusions in these. You can see right through to the core. Beautiful strand, and they would go really well with those. Just saying. Just saying. All right, we've just sold 22. Thank you so much. Getting somebody with those cabs, but at $8, you cannot pass that up. Those are from in-store items. The in-store items were generally always priced not to have sales. They were just priced good from the get-go because we wanted anybody who came into the store to feel like they were getting a good price no matter what. And we don't do in-store sales very often at all. We do more online sales than we do in-store sales. And we don't do online sales very often, but we're running one right now. So if you haven't checked it out, go to our online store and use discount code CATSPLAY. Save 20% off almost everything in the online store. Use discount code CATSPLAY through this weekend. All right. Those cats got up to no good and started their own sale when Andrew left. I left them alone for one night, and they just went and did whatever they wanted to do. But I told Gertie if she makes enough money, we'll get them sardines. So we'll see if Gertie gets sardines. Okay, this was $42 minus 20%, $33.60. Was 42. We'll take it down. Let's just do 32. Let's round it down. $32. This is a beautiful lampwork glass bead. Actually, it's 2 beads. It's actually 3, but this is one of those spacers, crystal spacers. Then you get this is vintage check. And then you get this beautiful floral lampwork drop, and then this floral kind of rondelle, but it's been added on to, so it's not quite a rondelle anymore. But beautiful bead set, bead pair. It's not really a pair, it's a set. UTS 24 was $42. It's a lot of work on that bead. Like, just look at how beautiful the base bead is, with all that purple swirling through it. And this one is the same. It's got the purple swirl, and then they add all these beautiful flowers and vines and leaves on it. Beautiful set. The big bead is about 30 millimeters. At the widest point, I'm going to say 25. And then the smaller one is about 18 by about 10. And that is significant discount. It's more than 20%. I give you a little bit extra from 42 down to 32. It probably would be a lot more. I don't know the maker though. So when we don't know the maker, we give you a really good deal on lampwork glass. Sue says cats always do what they want to do. That's why they are cats. Well, if you ask Andrew, when he's here, they don't get to do whatever they want to do. But they were unsupervised at the nighttime when I was sleeping. And they just decided that we needed to have it. Well, they decided you all needed to have an online sale because we hadn't done one in a long enough time. Okay. This one I've got to stick pretty close. Normally I don't do like 50 cents but these were 12. They should actually be like 16 or 18 to start. And I've got 3 of these. $9.50 is a heck of a steal for this beautiful tiger eye. These are 3 strands. They were $12 a strand, which was already probably what should have been the lowest price ever. And we're going down to $9.50 just through the weekend. If you're watching this replay on Monday, sorry, these prices are gone. Beautiful tiger eye. And these are about 3 millimeter, 3 to 3.5 millimeter beads. And the strands, let's see here. Come on. They don't want to cooperate. They're 13-inch strands, like the others. 13-inch strands like the labradorite and the amethyst were, but they're bigger beads. Microfaceted tiger eye, really nice quality. Really nice quality. So it says they just let Andrew think he's the boss. He really isn't. Cats are very smart that way. I don't know. I don't know. That's definitely true for me. 100%. They love to um, make their white daddy a pushover, which I am for them. The golden daddy, I don't know. I don't know. We'll put those away. We've sold a few of those. Thank you so much. We'll have that pricing available, like I said, through the end of the weekend, and then it is gone. Oops, make sure I put this one with the other one. UTS 19. Golden Daddy's not so much of a pushover as White Daddy. They don't have as much leniency with him, but they tried. They tried. There's Marianne. There's always a crime for the inspector, detective, and vicar always get involved in solving the crime in Grantchester, which is supposed to be close to Cambridge. There you go. Hello, Marianne. Are you home now? I'm assuming you're home since you wrote that much. I hope you're not driving writing that much. We've sold one of the 25. Somebody grabbed one of those. That's a good deal, that tiger eye, y'all. Super good deal. Don't pass that up. Only 2 strands left. Ah. Hmm. What am I doing here? This was 32. This is another one. I'm 25.50. I can't, I don't even want to go down to 24 or 25. It's 25.50. These are just too nice. They shouldn't even have a discount, to be 100% honest. But down to 3. Can you all read that 25.50? So I'm home now, just listen while driving. Good. Jen says the vicars are not very religious. Okay. These are tourmaline, microfaceted, gorgeous tourmaline strands. And I mean gorgeous tourmaline. Look at those. 25.50 per strand, down from $32 a strand. Gorgeous tourmaline. And these strands are, fold this over. These are 13-inch strands. And the beads are 2 millimeters. 2 millimeter beads. Beautiful, sparkly tourmaline. 25.50 instead of 32 for the strands. 3 strands available, all of them shown here. Don't pass up that deal. If you need some tourmaline or you think you might want some tourmaline, lowest price we've ever done on those. Great deal. Marion says the focus is on the crime, but there's a large cast of characters. Is it something you have to watch from the beginning? Are you going to be completely lost if you tune in? Um, this is vintage check glass. We're not doing a discount on this, but this is the old price from the 90s or the early 2000s, $14. These large, beautiful melons, check glass. Beautiful color in those. Love that finish. And these beads, some of them are a little bigger. They actually alternate, it looks like. Small, big, big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small. That's wild. Never noticed that before. 12 millimeters and 14 millimeters. Characters and situations develop so you might follow but not know the whole background. Okay. One strand of those. Last one of those, I think. UTS 27, $14. Vintage check again. Only $4. Boy, this vintage check, these prices. UTS 28, $4 a strand, vintage check, white and gold leaves. And the leaves themselves are about 8 by 10 millimeters. 8 by 10. 3 strands available, $4 each. Marion says, no, you could watch it based on who was the serving vicar at any particular time. Probably not be able to connect all the dots. That's all right. Andrew, he connects those dots. Me, I watch things for pleasure and don't try to figure them out as we go. um, he's always like, do you want to know who did it? We talked about this the other day. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to watch it for the fun of watching it. Don't tell me. The end. Um, so I don't mind. So I would be okay as long as I started with a particular vicar, I think. Nobody grabbed any of the garnets. All right. $48 on the strand. Put that Lamport glass away too. Nobody grabbed that. Grantchester's been on for a long time, right? Like many, many, many seasons. If I don't, if I'm thinking of the right one. I do believe I started watching one at some point, but never really kept up with it. I think it's because we got rid of BritBox or whatever it was I was watching it on. These are an antique glass. They were $20. I'll bring them down to 16. The 20% off on these. Antique glass. Beads. This is about 7 or 8 years. Oh, I thought it was much longer, much older show than that. I guess maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe it wasn't that I was watching then. I like how these kind of have like this pointy side and then they're kind of a little bit rounded. If you notice, like let me turn them all kind of facing up like this. I don't know if you can see that, but they're a little bit shaped like this. Turn this way, they look different. And that's UTS 29. These beads are approximately 23 millimeters. Good night, Leslie. UTS 30. It's gonna be the last one tonight. And let's do this one. Was 10, now 8. One more. Lisa Peters Russ. Cabochon. The really long one is Midsummer. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Lisa Peters Russ Cab. One more of those left. Was 10, now 8. UTS 30. And this cab is about 37 millimeters. One of those available. And that, friends, is the live for tonight. So don't forget, we've got a lot of things going on. Midsummer Murders. Oh, Midsummer Murders, we do watch. I like Midsummer Murders. We used to watch that. But no, I think it was about a vicar. Is there an older one about a vicar? That's been on since like maybe the 80s or was on in the 80s or 90s. Anyway, let's see here. So lots of stuff going on. I'm just going to recap for those of you who tuned in a little bit late. Just so you know, we have a book club. Inspired by Reading Book Club. Reina Grande's book, A Ballad of Love and Glory, is the next book that we're reading. And the meeting date is October 2nd, Friday, October 2nd from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope you'll join us. There's more information on our website, on our blog about that. So feel free to take a look on our blog. We also are having a sale in the online store. Save 20% off almost everything. It's pretty much everything except Andrew's drops. So 20% off everything: gemstones, artisan beads, African beads, antique African, vintage Czech, Swarovski. We have Swarovski in there. It's still listed under European crystal usually, but there's lots of Swarovski. I think we have Swarovski like glass pearls or crystal pearls and crystals, all that good stuff. Tons of stuff in the online store available. 20% off. Use discount codes CATSPLAY, and that is available until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. And then we also have a D-Stash going in the Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash group on Facebook. So check out the D-Stash and you can claim items there right under the pictures. Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash. We've just sold 29, the blue ones. Thank you so much. And we've also sold 27. Thank you so much. Those are sold as of now. Appreciate y'all. Susan saying good night. Father Brown. That might be it, Marianne. Father Brown. That sounds right. We've just sold, what was 23? The Garnet Strand. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Midsummer Murders is good, says Kim. I love Midsummer Murders. Love, love, love that one. Andrew and I used to watch that all the time. We don't have the channel anymore. We should get it. But yeah, I love that one. I also love Rosemary and Thyme. Is it Rosemary and Thyme? Used to love watching them too. Rosemary and Thyme. Don't go anywhere they go, because somebody dies everywhere they go. But that was a good one. I enjoyed watching that too. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, keeping me company while Andrew's away. I know I did a lot of talking at the beginning. I feel like I did extra talking, but it's nice to talk to someone because with Andrew not here, it's me and the cats generally. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and taking the time to chat and chatting me up, chatting back. Really, really appreciate it. We've also just sold one of the 28s. Thank you so much. We only have two of those left. Um, and that's it, y'all. I'm gonna go and do up the spreadsheeting and the invoicing, and then I'm going to run home and figure out something to make for dinner with zucchini, eggs, and rice, and maybe beans. It's going to be interesting. So, thank you all so much. Love to all of you out there. I hope you're staying safe with whatever is happening. I know some people are getting flooding, some people are having droughts, some people are having smoke and fires, and some people are just having lots of heat and intense humidity. So, please stay safe, and we will see you back here tomorrow um, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time after I come home from the store. I might be a little bit late depending on what I have to do since Andrew's not around as I come back from the store tomorrow, but around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Jen says, same with all the detective series, someone always turns up dead. Yeah, don't follow these people around, right? Could be you. All right, y'all. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing evening, and we'll see you back here